Your hope has blinded you.
How's it going, everyone, and welcome back to a brand new Star Wars Battlefront 2 news update video. And in this video we have some news to get to, including hero changes, star card changes, the upcoming patch being delayed, and more. Now, if you guys are loving these news update videos, then be sure to show some support on this one by dropping a like and subscribing to the channel if you are new. But now let's dive straight into this news update, as there is a lot to get through. So first off, we're going to start with the upcoming patch and the fact that it is now delayed. Ben does say at the start of the patch notes here, just a quick heads up, that the patch that was due to go live tomorrow has now moved to next week. We identified a last minute issue that meant we needed to postpone this week's release. We'll be back shortly to confirm the new date and time. However, in the meantime, here are the release notes. So the upcoming patch that was supposed to be put into the game tomorrow has now officially been delayed. So these patch notes have actually started off in a pretty bad way, let's be real. But anyway, we're going to dive straight into the actual patch notes themselves. And I'm just going to go over the ones that I feel like really need addressing, because some of them I assume are actually quite disposable, as a lot of the patch notes tend to be. Now, for co-op, they do seem to have actually made somewhat of an improvement to the game mode. As you can see here, they have made various balancing changes on various co-op maps, including Kamino, Felucia, and Geonosis. These changes include tweaking AI and human player spawn points, adding props for coverage, adjusting number of command posts per phase, adjusting the area of effect around command posts, etc. Now, I personally think this is actually a pretty good change, because on Felucia there is the final spawn point where you can literally you can get like 100 eliminations easily with Anakin because of the spawn points. So this is actually a pretty good change, and it should make co-op just a little bit better, because whilst co-op is a ton of fun, I do think this change is actually pretty necessary, because the spawn points, in my opinion, are pretty bad. Now, they've also made some changes to the AI, specifically the hero AI. So it goes on to say here that they have fixed an issue where not all hero AI would spawn on games of instant action. Now, I think anyone who has played instant action and, well, the offline modes in general, they would know that not all of the heroes have actually been spawning. But it looks like here that that's going to be a thing of the past, at least in instant action. It doesn't say anything about co-op or anything like that, it just says instant action. They've also made several improvements to the behavior of hero AI carrying lightsabers. Lightsaber carrying hero AI should now be able to get closer to targets and play more offensive. Now, I actually think this is a very good change, because one thing I did notice, especially straight away, is the hero AI, they play very, very defensive. They either block or basically run away, or just do one quick swift ability and then that's it. I came up against a Yoda and he was legitimately blocking the entire time or dashing. That's all he would ever do. So hopefully this changes that. But as for the rest of the AI patch notes, there's not really too much worth noting there. But we do have some capital Supremacy patch notes. Now, they have added a panel as the destruction objective on the reactor cores on the Republic attack cruiser. This is to direct where players can shoot at and where defenders have to keep their attention. Players are now required to shoot at a panel on the reactor core to reduce its health. So this is a cool little change to Capital Supremacy. I'm going to be very interested to see how this does play out, and whether it does actually make the defending team actually want to defend a little bit more and the attacking team actually want to attack a little bit more. So I think this is a good change. And they have also added a radar icon for the ATTE on Felucia. Not a big change, but I thought I'd mention it here anyway. But now we're into the juicy stuff. They have made some pretty big changes to the heroes and the villains. So diving on into this, and I'm just going to list off all the changes they have here. Dodging will not be cancelling grenade throwing for Leia Organa and Lando Calrissian. They've fixed an issue where blaster carrying heroes would run at the same speed as regular troopers. Chewbacca's Furious Bowcaster animation has been tweaked. Animation was sped up by half a second. Chewbacca now goes out of the animation state half a second earlier, and they have also removed the additional camera movement during activation. So it looks like we've got a very tiny Chewie buff and a bit of help to Leia and Lando, so that's some good little notes there. But we also have some changes to the other heroes, in particular Finn. They have fixed an issue where Finn's undercover team would not grant increased speed to troopers. Now, they've also made a change to Kylo Ren. They have reduced the damage caused by the Power of Darkness star card to 141185. So we have a very little Kylo Ren nerf there, nothing too major. And now, also a pretty big nerf to Darth Vader. They have removed Darth Vader's damage reduction during the Force Choke ability. Now, this is not good. This is a horrible change, and I am actually a little bit mad about it. Now, I've had a bit of a look across the community and not too many people are actually happy about this. Vader his force choke has basically been nerfed into the ground. If you use his force choke with what it says here, you are going to die. They have completely removed his damage reduction during the force choke ability, and that is just like, honestly, that is probably one of the dumbest things they could have actually done for Darth Vader for a nerf. I'm going to get back to that later because I have a lot to say about that. That's a terrible, terrible nerf. Now, they've also changed the description of the Fueling the Rage star card to Focused Rage has an active duration extended by 6 seconds, but its bonus damage is reduced. Now, also, Boba Fett has got some changes going on in this patch with his star cards. The descriptions for his star cards are changing. Now, they have reduced the active time of Boba Fett's concussion rocket from 1 to 0, allowing the player to act right after the grenade is fired. So it looks like they've actually, if anything, nerfed Boba Fett's concussion rocket, which, again, just like Vader's force choke nerf, I don't get it. I really don't. And lastly, they have made some changes to the troopers, reinforcements, and the vehicle, so we'll just list off all of them. They have fixed an issue with increased damage reduction for Clone Commando's battle-focused damage reduction. The damage reduction is set to 25%. They've also improved the aiming when playing on a speeder. Thank God. I am absolutely psyched about that. That's a very good change. They've also fixed an issue that would cause various gameplay issues for players who are under the impact of the officer's flash grenade. These issues would include force abilities not having an impact on affected players, as well as lightsaber blocking and immunity whilst dodging not working correctly. So overall, it does look like there's actually some good changes here, but I keep coming back to the fact that they have nerfed Vader into the ground with his force choke. You might as well just not even use it anymore. They have completely butchered the force choke. If you're Vader, you're going to get melted if you start force choking enemies. There's just literally no two ways about it. The only thing that was really saving that ability was the fact that you were getting damage reduction. Otherwise, you'd be a target. So between that and the fact that if anything, they have actually sort of nerfed Boba's concussion missile, I am kind of at a loss for words for some of the changes that they have actually made with this patch. And I really hope that, considering the patch is still like hopefully over a week away before it actually comes into the game, that they actually revert this and don't do it, because this is a shocking idea. And I'm sure that the community is absolutely making sure that their voice is heard when it comes to this force choke nerf, because it is a shocker. I do find it kind of disappointing that they kind of waited till they were literally just about to drop the patch to be able to tell us that there was actually a problem and it's going to get a massive delay. This isn't entirely ideal, considering there's not really a lot of content coming to the game this month and we were kind of just sweating on this. At the same time, I would rather they delay a patch like this than, put it into the game, break everything like they did, a month and a half ago. So it's kind of good to see that they're actually making an executive decision and don't want to put out a patch that's super broken. So if there's anything good to take out of this, it's that. So guys, those were overall the patch notes for the new delayed patch that will be coming to the game. Hopefully next week, fingers crossed, they're going to let us know the date and time at, some other date, not right now. Let me know what you all think of this in the comments below. Again, I think there are some okay changes here, and there's just some absolutely shocking changes. I still can't get over the Vader nerf with his choke. I mean, it's way over the top, and he's going to get absolutely melted. But again, like I said, hopefully the community's backlash on that one makes them revert the change before next week. But as for some of the other hero changes, I'm pretty okay with. I think the fact that Chewie is getting a very, very minor buff is a very good decision. Kylo's getting like a minor nerf. Like, I can't stress minor. It's nothing really big at all. And there are some pretty good quality of life changes here as well. So, I mean, it's not all doom and gloom. These patch notes, they aren't terrible. They're obviously not great, but I mean, there are, like I said, there are some good changes here. But I keep coming back to it. Honestly, I'm kind of stumped by the fact that Vader's force choke, man, it's just going to get butchered. But take this as a chance, guys. Let me know in the comments below what you think of Vader's force choke being absolutely hammered. And if you like me and you don't want that to happen, make sure you go let the community managers for Battlefront 2 know that, this is a bad idea. If we really make our voice heard when it comes to this, then they're probably not going to do it. So make sure we all let the developers know that, this is not good. They can't nerf Vader's force choke like this. It's a bad idea. But guys, if you did go on to enjoy this video, then be sure to drop a like and subscribe to the channel if you are new. But that is pretty much going to do it for this video today. So thank you all for watching. I hope you all have a great day, and I'll see you all again in the next one.